I was on vacation, y'all. Like the desk job was paying the bills. Like I just swipe, bought the flight, swipe, bought the hotel. My dad always said, if you win the tournament, save the money. I would spend it. I would spend it. You hear me? This wasn't supposed to be a video about how much money it costs to be a gamer, but I guess it's become dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. You know, like you get money comes and goes. Gaming is affordable. Win the local, and I would go get wings. Hi, I just wanted to have a quick candid moment about supplying for yourself and competing as a youngster, and just kind of give a little story about kind of like me competing and stuff like that. So, a little backstory: I come from a middle class family. I'll take that. We'll take that. And for the things I wanted, I felt like I had to work to get them. So, at I think 16, 17, I got my first job, and I worked while in high school. I picked up lots of hours because I wanted to kind of pay for my own trip to go to our class trip was Disney World, my junior year. So I paid for that, and so I was working a lot because I wanted to buy clothes, wanted to buy food for whenever you, because there was off campus lunch. Excuse me, I'm getting excited. Um, but so I worked through high school, and I continued to work. I was pretty, I like to, I wouldn't say I like to work, but I do a pretty good job at whatever I do. When it comes to working, got it from my parents, just hardworking people. And I worked at the movie theaters first and got tons of money. I think I was probably bringing in maybe, the numbers escape me, but at least maybe 400 a month, maybe more or less. I don't know. The tax returns are somewhere I could probably pull them up. But making good enough money, minimum wage, whatever, working at least I think 3 to 4 days a week. And so I worked at the movies, and then I started working at the movie theaters, then a mom and pop, then the mall, and then around the time I worked at the mall was when there was a local in my area that I didn't know anything about. So that was around Tag 2 era, but I wasn't competing still. I was just playing online. And so when that should have been maybe I was like theoretically I saw junior sophomore in college. I didn't like school, so I stopped going. But neither here nor there. I kept working or whatever, and I got my first desk job at maybe 19, 20 years old for an insurance company. Good money, really good money for someone my age who lived with their parents. I was paying for my car. I think ever since I was working at the mall, I was paying for my own car and stuff like that, paying for a little bit of insurance. And around this time is when I started to compete and go to different locals because I didn't really know anything about them until like I found them on Facebook or whatever, the internet, and I went to my first one. And so that's very cheap, going to your local costs little to no money. Maybe you'll pay maybe like 15, 10, $20 depending on the scene or the tournament or like kind of what they have planned. And so I I did miss the $20 and I won the tournament, so I mean, hey. And then that's how I found the scene after that because I met some homies who invited me out to the ice cave in Dallas, and then I met more people, and it kept spiraling from there. And so once you make friends, then they invite you over, then you go to locals at their place, and those are free, you may get food after. So starting off in the fighting game scene, once you get, well, this is, this, this wasn't supposed to be a video about how much money it costs to be a gamer, but I guess it's become that. In theory, you need a console to play on, whether that's a console and a TV. A means to play the game is what you need at first. You don't need a lot, streaming's very inefficient, or inexpensive now, not inefficient, sorry. Streaming's very efficient. Streaming is very inexpensive nowadays. You have a PC, you can stream on it without getting anything extra for the most part. You have a PS4, you can stream on it. You don't have to get anything extra. And then when it comes to competing at locals, you don't even need a console. If you think games are cool, you can literally go. Where's the lighting at? That's like on my head. It's like you see my nose, how it's like it will catch the light. Sorry. Even if you like video games, you don't even have to own the game. You can literally go to a place that has the game, pay for whatever the entry fee is, or pay for the cost to play the game, and you're good. You're a gamer like that. even be a gamer by not playing games. You know, like you just watch Let's Play all day. Or what I did for Tekken 6, I just watched trailers for Lily for ages. 'Cause I thought she was the sickest thing since. I was trying to think of something that's very sick, and I was gonna say COVID, and I felt that was very insensitive. She's the coolest thing since sliced bread. Let's say that. Um, Neither here nor there. We'll talk about how I love Lily another day, but you could. Anywho, let's stay focused. Let's stay focused. It doesn't cost a lot to be a gamer, um, and so I went to my first local. I won it. Then I met the locals, and I started hanging out with them and training with them. And still like doing my own thing at home, like labbing combos and stuff like that. All you can hang out with friends and practice for little to no cost. You buy food with your friends. You already got a console. You don't have to pay for it no more. Um, and then I think this is around the time I went to. I think actually I'm telling this story out of order because my first local was Evo. So let me back up. So this I was talking about when I was out of college. So after high school, a little bit after high school, my cousin has been a gamer his whole life. Me and him have both gamed. My cousin Dandy, and him and his friends wanted to go to Evo. Mind you, I was 21 at the time, and they're all, I think, 17, 18, so they're not old enough to get hotel rooms. They can fly by themselves, but I was appointed to be the chaperone. So I was the dad of the trip, and my first local was actually Evo. And so the cost for Evo, on paper, it's super expensive. You can't afford it. How am I going to get there? You know, I've never been to an event like this. So, my very first trip to Evo, I put it all on credit card. Let's go credit score. I put it all on credit card, and I just bought the flight, bought the hotel. And so I had a friend stay with me in Vegas. I don't even remember if she paid for anything or not, because like it was on the credit card, dude. Like we were just out here to ball. I saved up some money like working and stuff like that. I may even have put Evo on the credit card. Who's to say, dude? Like it was very easy. It worked out very well. And then my homies, my cousin Danny and all his friends, they roomed together at the I think it was because like it's not the Mandalay, if not the Luxor, the Delano. They stayed at the Delano, a very nice hotel. Danny Danny and I, we share a friend, Birdman. That's not his gamer tag, but he has very nice taste. So they stayed at a very nice hotel, and they all split it between them, and it was so groovy. But I like my personal space. So I roomed elsewhere. I think I roomed at the USA or the New York, New York. I stayed at the New York, New York. It's an American themed hotel, and that was basically Evo. Okay. We went out, had a great time. I lost a fang twice. I raged the rest of the weekend. By rage, I meant partied. It was a great time. But yeah, I had a credit card and I had savings, and that was my trip to Evo. I think maybe it was maybe 1,000 or some thousand, a little bit more, 1,500 maximum for the trip. With the airplane, that's maybe a little bit too much, I think, because the plane ticket was maybe like 400 to 600, and then the hotel maybe that brought up to 1,000. Then yeah, maybe 1,200 to 1,500 with like all the expenses and things like that. But that's a very I was out there for almost a little over a week or a little under a week. I think maybe 5 to 8 days. I was in Vegas. I think I stayed. No, I think a little under a week. There was 6 days maybe. I flew in Tuesday or Wednesday, and we left that Sunday or Monday. Like go back. So I was on vacation, y'all. Like the desk job was paying the bills. Like I'm always big on planning. So like I asked off from work. I actually think I didn't have enough PTO, or they didn't approve all my time off. I called into work. I didn't go. But they have this thing where if you call out to work, you get a maximum of 3 days off per occurrence. So I was like, I'm not going to work. I'm still on vacation. But that was my first trip to Evo, and then after that, that's when I went to my first local, met the locals, started going to locals and stuff like that. And like I said, the locals are inexpensive. You don't have to pay any money. And so the most expensive thing about being a gamer is when you decide to go to majors and travel, because you have to pay for the hotel, you have to pay for your way to get there, pay for the venue, pay for food, pay for merchandise, optional of course. But all that stuff you can kind of do with friends, it makes it cheaper. If you have a credit card, it helps to plan it a little bit more because you can put it out. You put your hotel on a credit card, and then you pay for it once you get there. Or you can like then you pay the credit card off with that. You build your credit that way. And if you have a credit card that has like benefits, you get points for buying flights, and then points for spending on the credit card. So that's the trick. Okay. One thing I will recommend is definitely get your credit up, get a credit card, put it on the credit card, pay off the credit card, get points, do it again. Like, yeah, like that's really how you trick the system because you want to make it to where it's like you get some type of money back. Um, Sponsors are helpful. I went to Evo with a sponsor. Actually, I was partner with not partner with. I was sponsored by the Prime Dojo, based out in Cali. Met them online. They were really cool peeps. They had an Airbnb, but I was like, oh, I'm staying with my friends. We're gonna do a little separate thing. And so sponsors help out whether they cover your venue fee or cover your hotel. You get sponsors by reaching out, or they reach out to you if you're a really good player. Sometimes they may reach out to you, or you can fill out like applications for sponsorships, and then sponsors will review you and stuff like that. Interviews. So get your interview skills up. Get your portfolio up. Star GG helps out a lot. This is so random. I'm like rambling. Um, but with getting a sponsor, you want to keep track of like your performance, and so Start GG has your performance for every tournament that's on Start GG. So you would like see lists and lists and lists. But yeah, sponsors help out. Your parents can help out if you're younger. If your parents have extra cash to loan you, you can stream to save up money, get donations, sell merch. Merch makes money. It takes a little bit of money to start selling merch because you have to like put down the cost to buy the merchandise and you sell it. Like the baddies shirts, I sold baddie stuff for just as baddies. We like raised money for the tournament, made a little bit of profit, but like I said, you gotta buy the shirts and stuff first before you can sell them. But I don't know, like it can be expensive to travel if you want to go to everything, and budgeting's not your strong suit, and you want to live lavish. It gets expensive. But I definitely think it's worth it. And for me personally, right now, so I've been working ever since I was 16. Right now, I'm 25. Been working for 9 years, and as of right now, I have 2 jobs. I'm a victim. Oh, I was thinking about that last night. But I work 2 jobs. I have a full-time job, and then I have a part-time job. I work from home for the full-time job. Going to the office sometimes, and then I have a part-time job at like a Tex-Mex place. Really cool, sweet gig. Everyone likes me. I like them or whatever. But it's cool. It pays. It pays. I live by myself now. I moved out from my parents' place in December, so it pays my bills. I'm actually I've gotten better at budgeting and being conscious about bills and stuff like that. So I kind of don't want to say I worry, but I'm very conscious. I'm like, oh, these bills are coming up. Let's save. Let's put money back. Let's put money back. Let's plan for it. Let's not spend. Let's not spend this here. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's plan for it. So, yeah, with my 2 jobs, I'm able to travel, pay for my bills, have a little extra for extra costs every now and then, and so. But starting out, you don't even need all that. Maybe if your allowance, you can save up, go to a local every month, get good grades. Different places give you money for getting good grades. It helps out and stuff like that too. But little by little, you'll see kind of your spending habits and how much money you need to do certain things, or by planning and looking forward to things, you can put the cost together on Excel spreadsheets. You're just like on a journal and say, okay, the tournament's $60. The tournament's $40. Tournament's $10. And it's like, okay, I can get $20. I can get some birthday money here. Christmas, Hanukkah, dreidel. Like money comes and goes. Scary money don't make money. So let's say you win a local, you get first in the local, you get your money back and then some. What I used to do is I would win the local. There was Thursday night throwdowns. I would win the local. Sometimes, not all the time. Like Goldie beat me one time. I would win the local, and I would go get wings, and I would still have a little bit of money in the pocket or whatever. My dad always said, if you win the tournament, save the money. I would spend it. You hear me? But yeah, little money here and there. Go to a local, save up, go to a local, save up, go to a monthly, save up, go to a regional, go to a major. Work a little harder, budget. And so right now, I have no hair. My hair's like in this bandana right now. I'm like moving my hair. But I think right before COVID or right after COVID is when I was heavily traveling. I was going to maybe drive into almost every regional I could in Texas with the homies. Austin, Houston, Dallas. We drove to Oklahoma. I drove to Arkansas. I met Shinblade. Fuck that guy. Just kidding. Love you, love you. And just really cool shit. Just out and about doing my thing, having a good time. But this is just a candid check in to say, gaming is affordable. And with planning, you can do some really big, cool things. You can go to Europe. You need a passport. I don't have a passport. I haven't gone to Europe. But, you know, it costs nothing to love games. And by putting in a little extra or, like thinking about what you can do to make stuff happen for yourself, you can make it happen. And it can be so sick. And you can meet new friends. And you can pick up new skills. And you can start a local. You can start a monthly. You can plan a major, plan a regional. Who knows. But this is Trojan, the baddest. See you later.